Welcome back. If you're a desert person or an adventurer, if you'd like to feel the thrill, and of course you'd like to experience something new, then the Bahariya Oasis is your destination. And actually, as we've mentioned, that it's rich in its archaeological site, and we have discussed that in the previous segment. It's rich in its cultural heritage, in its arts, and the various folk arts that we've been experiencing together, including the folk singing. Also, it's rich in its nature, and we've already met with one of the tour guides who talked to us about some of the interesting aspects, and now we will be going in depth in the desert, in the Bahariya Oasis desert, with its various aspects, with two safari guides. I'm happy to have with me Mr. Izzat Gamal and Mr. Mohammed Kusa, and I understand that you like to be called Luli.
Yeah, please.
Yes, welcome with us.
Thank you so much. You're the most welcome in Bahariya Oasis, one of the most beautiful oasis all over Egypt in all time.
Yes, thank you very much. We can start with Mr. Mohammed. For how long have you been working as a tour guide or a desert guide?
Yeah, I'm 20 years working in this job, and I know the Western Desert well.
Yes.
You know, I work guide, and I make from 1 day till 20 days a trip, you know, in the desert, the west side of the desert till the border of Libya and Sudan. And the last trip I make it inside the Sudan, and I work with you know, without GPS, sometimes with the stars. We drive by stars, and
yes,
nice.
we can ask more about
of
the
course
ways
we can
with
talk
Mr.
also.
Mohammed, but what
Let's
about
move
Luli?
to Mr. Izzat,
Yes.
Yeah, actually, you know, I have been working in that section a long time ago, because the deal, you know, with tourists or to be guide is not my way for living. It's my life. Because when I was 10 years old, I was learning with my uncle until I finished my high school in 1997. So from this time since, I work as a professional. And there is a big move in my career, which is I really, you know, learn in the older schools for tourism called Ahmed Safari Camp.
Now, which are your favorite sites that you really like to take your travelers to? I understand we have the Distan, the Maghrafa, the Black Mountain, the White Mountain, and so the Agabat, and so many interesting areas. Now, which is your favorite?
It's actually, you know, I love White Desert because there is like information about the White Desert. It's not just the land, no. Plus is one of his kind in entire earth. Like if you make search, you will not gonna find such a beautiful desert like our desert. Plus, there is so many mushrooms. Every one of our clients come use his imaginations, especially when you look down, you know, in the night and watching the star. We have so many clear skies, you know. We have campsite. The people really feel like a child. They like the simple life, the simple food. That's what we do with them.
Yes, as Luli said, during the night, how do you know your way in the Western Desert?
by stars.
By the stars?
Yeah.
How does this happen?
We know the stars well, and we drive by stars in the night too. Sometimes we drive in the night like 300 kilometers or 400 kilometers in the night by stars.
400 kilometers during the night, just by the stars.
By stars, yeah.
No GPS.
No
mobile phones.
The direction, with the stars,
Yes.
That's very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Luli, now for yourself, I'd like to ask you about the Aqabat or Agabat, as you call it, area.
Yeah.
This is another interesting area, but it needs a lot of skill to take people there. So would you talk to us about that area and why people do like it? I feel it's a bit, is it adventurous over there?
Yeah, I get you. You know, there is really some of my clients say this one of the best view ever they ever saw in their lives, because Agabat area there is something so special on it, which is you have mountain and some sandy dunes, some nice valley, some spring. The spring in the Agabat area, there is a specific part called Magic Spring. Why we call Magic Spring? Because you know the water coming under the ground by itself. That's why we call it Magic Spring. So if you have like longer tour, like 3 or 4 or 1 week in the desert, some of my clients like to have shower. And we like, you know, to refill our water. We like to wash our dishes. And we don't tell them about the spring. We surprise them so they can have shower. We can wash our dishes. We can fill the water again to continue the car. So you feel like you start all over again after you shower in the middle of nowhere. How does this happen? It's by natural.
Yes. So what about using the technology and the GPS? As you said, you do know the stars and the way during the night, but what about during the day with the safari camps, the walking safari, the camel safaris? How do you use the GPS and the new technology in these camps?
Yeah, you know, the GPS, we didn't know it before, you know.
Yes.
Before we do it with the stars, but sometimes we use it, the GPS and the Great Sun Sea or the Gulf al-Kibir. This is, you know, it's far away from, it's a deep desert, you know.
Yes.
It's near to the border of Lebanon and Sudan. Sometimes I use it, but most of the time I didn't use it, the GPS, you know.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Now, Mr. Luli, I'd like to know more about your groups. Like, what are the most common nationalities that you work with? Because there are so many nationalities that come. But are you specialized in a certain type of nationalities or tools, or do you do all and everything?
Yeah, it's actually, you know, the clients come from everywhere in the world. Even
Yes.
some people come to visit us once in life. I couldn't even, you know, remember where they come from. Before, you know, the revolution, I used to deal with so many Americans, so many Irish, so many people from Europe. But after the revolution, you know, the tourism level, even all Egypt is going down, especially in the White Desert. Especially in the Bahrain Oasis.
Yeah.
So you can imagine we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but now I guess it's starting to pick up a bit. So right now, I understand you're getting some Germans and some and Japanese and Indians. Is that true?
yeah, of course, we still have many
Yeah.
people from everywhere.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is not the same number, not the
Yes.
same groups.
Yes.
But we still have people come. The area here is very safe and sound. We have so many Chinese, even some American come, some people from East and West Europe.
Yes.
Mr. Izzat Luli or Izzat Gamal.
I prefer to call me Luli. My name is
Yes.
Izzat Jamal, but most of my
Luli.
friends call
And
me Luli.
Mr.
Yeah, it's
Muhammad
funny name.
Kousa?
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Yes,
it's nice. Mr. Luli and Mr. Kousa, thank you very much for this interview. And I guess it's time to wrap up our episode, but we'll end it with more of the
Yes,
folk
we'll
art.
be having some more music now.
يومين والتالت مع فرق الحبايب والشوق يا قلبي والحسرات على الغايب. يومين والتالت مع فرق الحبايب والشوق يا قلبي والحسرات على الغايب. والدار ما تحلابنا
إلا بوجود أحبابنا،
والدار ما تحلابنا
إلا بوجود أحبابنا.
يومين والتالت مع فراق الحبايب،
يومين والتالت عفراق الحبايب، يومين والتالت عفراق الحبايب.
والشوق يا قلبي والحسرات على الغايب. والدار ما تحلابنا
إلا بوجود أحبابنا،
والدار ما تحلابنا
إلا بوجود أحبابنا.
يومين والتالت مع فراق الحبايب. يا رايح شرقة سلم لي عليهم، يا خوفي من الفرقة لا تروح بإيديهم. يا رايح شرقة سلم لي عليهم، يا خوفي من الفرقة لا تروح بإيديهم. والدار ما تحلابنا
إلا بوجود أحبابنا،
والدار ما تحلابنا
إلا بوجود أحبابنا.
يومين والتالت مع فراق الحبايب.
يومين والتالت عفراق الحبايب، يومين والتالت عفراق الحبايب.
والشوق يا قلبي والحسرات